The era of Caribbean piracy was born out of a turbulent historical context. The late 17th and early 18th centuries were a time of great upheaval and opportunity, a perfect storm for the rise of piracy. The Caribbean was a geopolitical hotbed, a contested region where European powers wrestled for supremacy. Spain, England, France, and the Netherlands all vied for control of these lush islands, each nation eager to exploit the region's abundant resources. The intense rivalry among these powers often led to war, and with war came privateering. Privateering was essentially state-sanctioned piracy. Privateers were individuals given license by their government to attack and plunder enemy ships during times of war. When peace treaties were signed and privateering licenses revoked, many of these maritime mercenaries turned to piracy. But it wasn't just geopolitical factors that spurred the rise of piracy. Economic conditions played a significant role as well. The Caribbean was a hub of maritime trade, with ships laden with sugar, tobacco, and other goods regularly plying the trade routes. This wealth of cargo, combined with often lax maritime security, made the region a pirate's paradise. The rise of piracy was also fueled by the harsh conditions faced by sailors on legitimate ships. These men often lived in squalor, were poorly paid, and subjected to brutal discipline. The promise of a more egalitarian lifestyle, where spoils were shared fairly among the crew, lured many to the black flag of piracy. Finally, the geography of the Caribbean itself was conducive to piracy. The region's countless islands, secluded bays, and labyrinthine reefs provided perfect hideouts for pirates and made pursuit by naval vessels exceedingly difficult. This wave of lawlessness on the sea gave rise to some infamous figures in the world of piracy, but that's a tale for another scene. For now, let's revel in the understanding that the rise of Caribbean piracy was a complex interplay of geopolitical strife, economic opportunity, social discontent, and geographic advantage. The Caribbean Sea was once ruled by fearsome figures such as Blackbeard, Captain Kidd, Bonny, and Calico Jack. Edward Teach, better known as Blackbeard, was indeed a terrifying sight to behold. His beard, as black as the night, reached down to his waist, and smoke billowed around his face from the slow-burning fuses weaved into his hair. Legend has it that he commanded his ship, Queen Anne's Revenge, with an iron fist and a fearsome demeanor, striking terror into the hearts of those who crossed his path. Not far behind in notoriety was Captain William Kidd. Initially a reputable privateer, Kidd's name became synonymous with piracy after he was accused of looting an Armenian ship laden with treasures. His trial and subsequent execution sparked a media frenzy, forever cementing his place in pirate lore. And who could forget the fiery Bonny? Born in Ireland but bred for the seas, Bonny was known for her fiery temper and fierce fighting skills. She, alongside her partner Calico Jack, became a formidable force in the Caribbean. It was said that Bonny's ferocity surpassed that of many men, making her an unforgettable figure in the annals of piracy. Speaking of Calico Jack, John Rackham, as he was formerly known, might not have been the most successful pirate, but he certainly was one of the most memorable. Known for his flamboyant dressing style, Rackham's primary claim to fame is his unique Jolly Roger flag, a skull with crossed swords. This symbol has since become synonymous with piracy. These notorious figures, each with their unique stories and idiosyncrasies, painted the Caribbean Sea with their daring adventures, audacious heists, and unpredictable lives. They were not just pirates. They were symbols of rebellion, freedom, and the untamed spirit of the sea. But what was life like for these pirates? Let's find out. The life of a pirate was far from the romanticized version we often see in pop culture. Indeed, the lifestyle of a Caribbean pirate was marked by harsh realities. Their existence was governed by a unique code of conduct, a pirate code, if you will. This wasn't any storybook pirate's creed, but a real, enforceable set of rules. From equitable share of loot to a democratic vote on major decisions, the pirates lived under a surprisingly fair system. Yet the life wasn't all camaraderie and adventure. Punishments for breaking the code were severe and equally enforced, whether one was a seasoned pirate or a fresh recruit. The ships they sailed, too, were a testament to their unique lifestyle. Often these were fast, nimble vessels such as sloops and frigates, chosen for their agility and speed over heavily armed warships. The choice of ship design allowed pirates to outrun and outmaneuver their adversaries, all the while carrying enough firepower to intimidate merchant vessels into submission. Their methods of attack were as cunning as they were ruthless. Pirates often relied on the element of surprise, using deceptive tactics to lure unsuspecting ships close enough for a swift and decisive strike. The infamous Jolly Roger, the pirate flag, was often hoisted only at the last possible moment, striking fear into the hearts of their victims and ensuring a quick surrender. But even pirates needed a place to lay their hats. The Caribbean was dotted with pirate havens, places where these outlaws could find shelter, resupply, and even sell their ill-gotten gains. These locales, often remote islands or hidden coves, provided vital safe harbors for pirates. Among these, Nassau in the Bahamas and Port Royal in Jamaica were particularly notorious, acting as veritable pirate republics where the authority of the crown held little sway. Yet, as we'll see, this life of audacious freedom, the pirate lifestyle that so captivated our imaginations, was not to endure. The Golden Age of Piracy, however, was not destined to last forever. The decline of piracy in the Caribbean was brought about by various factors. As the 18th century wore on, the situation drastically changed, and the Golden Age of Piracy began to crumble. The geopolitical landscape shifted as European powers signed peace treaties, reducing the need for privateers and leaving many pirates out of work. Simultaneously, the burgeoning empires began to bolster their naval forces, presenting a formidable challenge to the pirates. The British Royal Navy in particular played a pivotal role in curbing piracy. They implemented a strategy of hot pursuit, relentlessly hunting down pirates and bringing them to justice. Moreover, they introduced the Piracy Act of 1722, which allowed for faster and more efficient trials of suspected pirates. This led to a wave of hangings, sending a clear message to those who might consider a life of piracy. Economic advancements also played a part. More opportunities for legitimate maritime employment meant fewer men were willing to risk the gallows for a life on the high seas. Finally, the abolition of the notorious pirate havens stripped pirates of their safe harbors, further complicating their operations. These combined efforts marked a turning point, leading to the decline and eventual end of the Golden Age of Piracy. Though the era of piracy came to an end, its influence did not. Piracy left an indelible mark on the Caribbean and our perception of it. This era of buccaneers and sea rogues, while short-lived, forever changed the cultural and historical landscape of the Caribbean. The echoes of their cannon fire still reverberate through the islands. Caribbean piracy, in its audacious rise and fall, shaped the region's history in ways that are often overlooked. The pirates' influence extended far beyond their maritime exploits. They played a significant role in the development of many Caribbean islands, transforming sleepy coastal towns into bustling pirate havens. These havens, such as Port Royal in Jamaica and Nassau in the Bahamas, became the stuff of legend, their names forever associated with the thrilling tales of piracy. The pirates' defiance of imperial powers, their egalitarian ethos, and their unruly lifestyle have also left an enduring cultural footprint. Caribbean folklore is rife with tales of daring pirates, their antics celebrated in song and story. They've become romantic figures, their image glamorized and their deeds magnified. The influence of Caribbean piracy extends even further, shaping our modern perceptions of the region. The Caribbean is often seen through the prism of its pirate past, its history entwined with tales of treasure and adventure. This image, while not entirely accurate, has become an integral part of the region's allure, drawing visitors from around the globe. And so, the legacy of the pirates lives on, in the Caribbean and beyond,